Okay, so here's the third video. I built this little stand, or this little shield, so that we wouldn't put paint everywhere. Or at least over time I wouldn't gradually darken my fancy green mat there. So I've primed this Ogre. I'm going to try base coating it. This is the first time I've thinned any paint for an airbrush, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be a GW paint, Tuscarora Fur. I've thinned it using nothing but airbrush thinner from Vallejo. One of my friends told me that this isn't that great, but it seems to do alright, so I've thinned it to the consistency that I figured would be right. Maybe I'm wrong. We're going to find that out on this test model. So I thinned it enough so that I could see it. There was still a fair amount of residue when you were to paint it up on the side of the cup. We'll see if that's enough. Otherwise, it's just going to be really thin, and maybe I won't do the job, but... Okay, so this one I do have some residue floating around here, so that'll be important to know. As you heard my birds in the previous video, this might bother them. They're covered right now, so it should be okay. Seems to do okay. Now, like I said, this is the first time I've used a color with an airbrush, so we are painting over black. I did thin it quite liberally, so this is actually kind of going better than I initially hoped for. I do think it's going to take multiple coats, but I'm okay with that. It's certainly much faster. I'm brushing in my hand. I think I'm going to let that one dry for... Oh, shit. Maybe I did thin a little too much, but that's okay. So I'm going to let that one dry for a bit. I'm going to grab another one and start on him. Yeah, it's quite thin. So I've only put a little bit in here, but it is probably a bit too thin. So, lesson learned. So I guess what I'll do with this is I'll just do a light coat and let it dry fully. I'll come back to it, which is kind of what I'm supposed to be doing anyways. It's kind of sputtering. Too wet. Okay, well, it's all right. So we'll keep at it till we get it right. So, I mean, it is a learning process. It is going to require a bit of practice. But that is alright. Even doing it this way, where the paint's probably a little too thin, it's still a hell of a lot faster than painting it by brush, so... better aiming this as well. If I do thin coats, we're doing much better. So we've got plenty of ogres to do this to. Like I said, I'm going to be working on about 1,500 points of them. And although I do want them to look nice, I do realize I'm going to take some time and make some mistakes. And maybe the paint isn't too thin. Maybe I'm just rushing the first part. So I did post up a couple of videos up on the Facebook page. I'm going to continue to post these, see if anybody cares. I think at the very least it's going to give people who are in the same situation as me some kind of idea as to what they're getting themselves into. See, this one turned out a lot better so far. Because I'm not just dousing them. But, you know, so if you're a newbie painter, a newbie airbrusher specifically, and you want to know what kind of hurdles you're going to go through when you start out, well, I'll be the guinea pig, why not? And I mean, we're going from 0 experience, so you can't get much more newbie than that. I have painted some models by hand, and I'm not terrible, I'm not fantastic, but I'm definitely not the worst painter out there. I did want to shout out and say thanks to Lester Bursley, because without him I wouldn't be doing any of this at all. I wouldn't have an airbrush, I wouldn't be learning this stuff, and I would be continuing to paint the old-fashioned way with standard brush and a lot more time. So you can catch him at Awesome Paint Job, or I think he's mostly doing Awesome Paint Job, but he's doing something on the what the hell is it? It's miniwargaming.com as well. So he's got awesome tutorials that inspire you to want to go through learning all of this stuff and putting the money and the time into it. So definitely check him out if you haven't already. He is by far so far the best I've seen, or at least he's been the most interesting I've seen. Now, he uses mostly Vallejo colors, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to. Like I said, this is Games Workshop color I'm using right now. But yeah, that's basically it. So the first one definitely went on too thick. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. It's still drying. The second guy, I believe, is this one. A little bit better, but still went on too thick, not looking quite like I want. Third and fourth guy, looking better. Definitely lighter coats, not trying to rush it. Just do a light coat, move on to the next one, light coat, move on to the next one, if you're line painting like this anyways. And yeah, we're going to go with that. So this is my rudimentary setup. Check out my other videos. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, also let me know. And, you know, we'll go from there. So thanks a lot. Take care.